Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Alex Lazarus, and I'm joined with Christina Jackson of Club Creative today. I'm super excited. I see a lot of regulars in chat this morning, so I want to just call out everybody. Thank you for tuning in wherever you are in the world. I know it could be middle of the night, early morning, whatever. We're so excited to have you over here. If you are tuning in on YouTube, make sure you come over to be.net/Adobe Live so you can hang out with us real time. But I see Barbara, Jack, Wade, Lamont, hello, Katrina, welcome everyone. But without further ado, let's give it to Christina. So Christina, tell us what you're working on today. Who are you? All those good things.
Yeah, so hi everyone, I'm Christina. I'm the owner of Club Creative. Today we're going to be working on a passion project brand. So every quarterly I release some Club Creative challenges for other designers and creatives to take part in. So it's one of those, and it's going to be called Cheesies. It's a cheese flavored mini snack pack brand for kids, adults. We're going to keep it organic, playful, fun. So yeah, it's going to be super fun, and I want all your guys' thoughts, ideas, and I want to bring you all along in the journey with it all.
Yeah, awesome. I'm super excited about this. I know that you've got some puns saved up for me in the chat, so I'm very excited. But really quickly, show everybody your Instagram. I know that you've got quite a big following there, so if people are unfamiliar with your work, make sure that you go follow Christina on Instagram and her Behance and everything.
Yeah, so this is my Instagram. As you can see, I like color, illustrations. It's all very bright. I work with lots of different types of businesses. This was a creative challenge I was talking about, if you wanted to go and give it a go. And also take part in Cheesies, which is also in there, so I can see all your ideas too. And let me have a look.
Yeah, so I think this is awesome. I love the idea of Cheesies. I think it sounds like a really fun product. I'm super excited to see where we get to in the next 2 days.
Yeah.
Let's start jumping into it.
Yeah, of course. So this is a mood board I came up with for the brand. You can see the style I want to go with this. We're going to use the craft paper to keep it natural, organic, and it just looks nicer, I think, on packaging when they use the craft like this.
Yeah,
so this is where we're going to start adding the puns. I really like all these ideas. All about you. So we're going to think of some for cheese. I do have a couple of ideas already, but I want to hear your thoughts, any ideas you might have for it.
Yeah, chat loves a good pun. So naming jokes, anything like that, chat will help us out massively. So just let us know when you need some Gouda responses from chat.
I'll let you know. And for the font, I want to keep it like handwritten type, so a bit more sketchy, and keep it like fun and playful. I really like this one. I'm not sure, I think this is a nut and chocolate mix, but I like how it's all packed and condensed into the packet, and it's, it seems like it's a bit too much information, but it looks fun. And yeah, so this is basically everything. Take a look.
So I see that some of these pieces have some like illustrated bits to go along with it. So you're going to do something on lettering. Are you also going to be doing some illustrations with it? Or is it going to be mostly type driven? How are you looking at that?
We are going to do some illustrations today as well. I've sketched a few up and we're going to digitalize it all today. Great. So I've drawn some little different types of cheese and we'll work on that together.
Awesome.
So this is the type of style I want to do. I wanted to go for this more dainty style at first, but I quite like the way this looks, where it's a bit more blocky and bold, because we are going to be mixing it with like this type. So we've got actual pictures of crackers from Adobe stock, and we're going to mix it together.
Love it.
So something like this, where it's the real image and a little illustration with it.
Cool. I think that's a
So
really
yeah.
powerful way of bringing the brand and the cracker elements together in a really nice way. So that's cool.
Yeah. So we're going to start with looking into different fonts. And for the logo, we're not going to heavily go into the logo design. We are just going to have like a simple type logo today, and then focus more on the packaging and the illustration side. So I'm just going to type cheesies.
Do you already have kind of packaging dimensions and ideas around that already? Or do you typically let the design narrate kind of what the packaging is going to look like later on?
We're just going to really have a play around and see where we get to. I do have an idea of how I think it will look, but we'll see. We'll see what we come up with, really.
Cool. That's awesome.
I'm just going to copy and paste these so we can start looking into different fonts. So like I mentioned with this, we're going to go for more of the handwritten style, so not so clean and tidy. We're going to go for a bit more fun.
Awesome. How do you typically find your typefaces that you want to use or explore?
So I usually just spend hours on Creative Market, Adobe fonts, Google fonts, have a look through different type foundries and just see what I can find, really.
Yeah, that's people don't realize how much time you could spend always looking for typefaces. So it's always fun whenever you stumble upon some really great ones.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a cool one.
Yeah.
I love that it's called Cheap Potatoes already.
Oh yeah, Cheap Potatoes.
What a great name for it.
Yeah, so we're just gonna have a look through. I quite like this one.
Have you seen the wonderful typeface called Comic Papyrus?
I've seen Papyrus.
Somebody's made a combination of both of them, and it's kind of a running joke.
I think I've heard this in a previous Adobe Live.
It's a great one. Top 10 typefaces for me.
I'll have to have a look at it properly. I'm just trying to think of some that I've seen before. So we're going to choose a font for the headline, accent font, and the body font as well, the body copy font.
How do you typically try to go about pairing those typefaces, like your headlines and your body or your paragraph copy? How do you typically try to get them to be cohesive together?
I guess I just, lay them all next to each other, have a look, type some words out, see how it fits. But it's usually just having a play around and testing it all out, really.
Yeah, that's fair. Is there any characteristics that you would probably want in a body copy one once you have your headline copy kind of defined, or like that headline style? Yeah,
so with the body font for this brand, I do still want to keep like the handwritten style, but maybe go for something a little bit more simpler. So, when you've got a full type of copy in there, you want to be able to still read it. And I think with stuff like this, it might be a little bit too hard to read, but I don't want to go for any like harsh lines. I do still want to keep it quite playful. So we're going to have a play around and see what we can find.
There's some really fun ones already that you have in here. I'm excited to see kind of where this starts to go.
Yeah. Just have a look through here again. I have so many fonts in here. I have to make sure I use this filter option.
Yeah, and for those of y'all at home who are unfamiliar with the filter button, you have the option to search between different styles, characters, classifications, and then also search through what's on Adobe Creative Cloud so that you can quickly download and install fonts, and you don't have to go to like Adobe Fonts directly anymore. You can just do it straight in the app, which is awesome.
So I think we've got quite a few options here.
Which one's kind of sticking out to you?
I really like this. I think because we are keeping it as a simple like word mark logo, I like the way that those all fit in. There's a lot of E's and there's 3 E's in this, and I feel like they all kind of look repetitive in the rest of them. But this one, it all kind of fits in well, I think. Especially this one, there's just too many lines. So I think that might be an option for the headline. Also this I quite like. I think it works well with once we start placing it on the craft, it might look quite nice. For the body font, it's gonna have to be either this or this. I think they're the 2 simplest ones. Maybe this one a bit bolder. And accent font.
So when you're typically working on these like type packages, do you typically have 3 that you send to like a client, or is it 1 or 2, or does it really just depend on the project?
Well, to be honest, I just create the brand identity to begin with, and then at the end of the PDF there'll be the color codes, and I'll give them an option for the body font, because usually it's just the headline and the accent, because we normally begin with just the logo suite and the colors and stuff, and then later on we might work with packaging and collateral material where body font will be needed. So usually that's at a later stage, but yeah, I do normally just suggest something. Usually I don't really have clients saying no, they don't like this or anything. They're normally just quite happy with it right away.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Teach me the ways, please.
I quite like how it works with the name. It's got that playful look to it. So I'm just giving you a little peek into the flavors that we're going to be creating today.
That's awesome. So are we also going to be creating the brand for it as well, or just the packaging today? How are you?
We're not doing the brand inside. No, we are just keeping it simple and just doing the packaging. Cool. But we are going to focus a lot on the packaging and the illustration side of it and how it'll all look.
Awesome.
So I do like this copy. And this one, we'll try these 2. I think I like this one. I feel like sometimes when you've got so many options, you have to just get rid before you start changing your mind again.
Yeah, I really like that one, especially with kind of your inspiration around the thicker illustration style. I think this plays off of it really nicely.
Yeah. So the tagline is going to be cheese flavored mini crackers.
Not cheese, it's good. I feel like I heard that from a Wilson Grummet pun or something.
We're already going to have many puns in there. Types it all in capitals by accident. So I think I prefer it in lowercase. So we're just going to keep it really simple for the logo, because the rest of the packaging is going to be a lot crazier.
Cool. Yeah, I think it complements it really nicely. Well, that could work too.
Yeah.
So it seems like you're pretty organized when you're building out your files. It seems like from what I've seen on your Instagram, you've got your 4x4 kind of mood boards and collateral pieces, which are really fun. And then here you've got your artboards dedicated to like each function.
Yeah. I feel like it's just a lot easier. You don't forget anything then if you've got it all set out, ready to go. Yeah.
You need to see my artboard sometimes. It's a mess. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, mine do get messy, but I put them really far away. Then sometimes I forget that they're there. So when I save the file, I realize that, oh God, there's all this stuff all tucked up in the corner.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know which one I prefer, if I prefer the body.
Ooh, I kind of feel like the second one, the one on the right.
Yeah, I think it works well.
And I can ask, how do you gauge the content that they put out in short form on their Instagram versus Reels? Is there a template you follow? If not, what's the thought process behind it?
Sorry, could you just repeat that? Sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions all in one. So I apologize. Essentially, how do you gauge your content that you put out in like short form on Instagram versus like your Reels? Or, do you have a template that you follow, or do you kind of just free form it all?
Yeah, to be honest, I just wing it really. I just see what I've created and then I do try to start scheduling things out, so I can see how it looks on Instagram, but my page is just a cluster of projects. I don't post any like template based work or anything. It's all mostly just the client projects, passion projects, what I produce, and they're just random. If I really, really like something I produce, I might make a reel of it, make the post for it, put it on Pinterest, put it on Behance. But yeah, it's just random. I don't really think about it, to be honest.
No worries. It seems like some of the content you've done, you figured out a really good posting strategy for it, and you just kind of repeat that. Like I love I already mentioned it, your 4x4s, where you're showing like the whole collateral suite. I think that's really, really lovely.
I do try and post one of those once a month because they do really well. Everyone loves them, and it's nice to see everything all together, on one page.
Yeah, it's, you don't see that in the carousels, right? It's so hard. Yeah. You got to swipe through everything. So I love that you just have a really great snapshot of the whole brand and the collateral system. It's awesome.
Right, so we're going to keep these fonts with us, and so I think I am happy with this. I don't think I really need to do much to the headline font. I do quite like it as is. Make sure I've spelt everything right. Cheese flavored mini crackers.
CF Designer asks, is it recommended to do a headline, accent, and body font, or does it depend on the project?
I think it depends, to be honest. Sometimes it's not needed. Sometimes you might just have one font that works well on everything, and you can still see which is the headline in the text and which is the body in the text. If you have the different like bold, regular, thin, everything light. But usually I feel like it just gives it a bit more depth in the brand, and they've got more to work with then. So now that we have this sorted, the logo and the tagline, like I said, we are just going to keep it simple, so we're just going to stick with that now. Now this is where I need everyone's help. Have a look at the colours, see what we come up with. So this is the craft that we're going to be working on, so I thought I'd put that there so we can lay over it and see how it'll look. I got some pictures of other cheeses. I couldn't find a mozzarella one, so I'm just going to go with this. But yeah, it seems like cheddar is always like a mustardy yellow colour, which I think would work quite nice with the craft paper. Mozzarella, I don't really know what colour, maybe green.
It's like a white, but like the cheese itself is like white, but
yeah, but I think because you normally have like the basil leaves with it. I drew up some basil leaves, so I think maybe the green could work nice.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Red Leicester is just red. It's in the name. Well, it's actually orange, but I think the packaging is always red.
Yeah.
So let's pull up this colour. I don't think we're going to have many colours, to be honest, in the package.
Yeah, I think most of your inspiration was pretty minimal. It was like 2 or 3 colors maximum for each package. So
we're definitely going to have black and white. Maybe we won't need the white. We'll see. We'll have the black. I don't think we really need. Let's try out another yellow. See if we can get it a bit more vibrant. We'll pull those over. I don't really like the white on the craft. I do prefer the black on the craft.
Oliver says, I think most mozzarella I've bought, the packaging has been white and green. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So we'll stick with green.
Yeah, great idea.
I think we should stick with black, but I'm not sure which of the yellows. I think this stands out the most. But I do like.
And I think with these kinds of projects, especially if like these were going to be a real brand, it's always so dependent on what materials you have available.
Yeah.
What kind of finishing you put on it and stuff like that. But yeah, I think both on the either side, like that really nice yellow on the left also is nice, but I can see the brightness being necessary as well.
Yeah. Might be a little bit too green. So we're giving ourselves, because it is a passion project, we're just giving ourselves a full budget here with the colours.
No print requirements needed.
No. We can do whatever we want with this. We can have the brightest colours.
It is great whenever you're just making mock-ups where you don't have to get everything ready for print.
Yeah. It can all be in RGB. We don't need CMYK.
Exactly. No half toning.
No. So we've got some green options. Is this white and bright? I do like this one. I think it works with this one. Even though they are different flavors and different packaging, I like to see them all work well together as a collection.
Absolutely, because they're going to still be close to each other on the aisle, or if not right next to each other. Do you have when you're designing these types of things, do you typically consider what it looks like on the shelves, or?
Sometimes, yeah, and sometimes no. I feel like sometimes, yeah, if it's, like a small, like this is going to be a small little packet, so and I think more about the type size rather than the colors.
Yeah. In chat, if you're just now joining us, we're here with Christina Jackson of Club Creative, and she's working on Cheesies, a organic cheese cracker company.
I quite like these three, but I do also like this one. Which red? This is more a pinkish red. Maybe we should stick to the reddy red. Or maybe, because it is actually orange, the red Leicester itself, go for more of a orangey red. I quite like the orangey red.
Yeah, that's cool. It feels also like a nice balance between the three.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're going to stick with these if everyone else agrees, or if anyone has any other ideas.
Yeah, chat, if you have ideas, let us know.
We can actually just...
Oliver's asking the all-important question, of course. What's Christina's favorite cheese?
Mature cheddar, I think.
Nice. It's a great choice.
Yeah, I think cheddar, definitely.
Jimma says, love the combo. So chat's loving it, which is great.
We can just have a look how it will look on the craft. So cheddar is yellow.
Oh, that looks great.
Mozzarella's green. See, I think that might be a little bit too bright. That one's quite hard to read. I think that one might need to be darker. Seems easier to read.
Yeah. So you're thinking about naming each in that color palette, or are you thinking about doing illustrations in the color palette? How are you kind of looking at breaking it all down?
I think we'll have some wording in the colors, and then we'll have the illustrations in the colors too. Yeah, I think we'll have a mix. We'll have some illustrations in black and some in the colors.
Cool.
We're going for a really playful design today.
Awesome. I love it. Danny says, love it. Oliver really approves of your cheese, your mature cheddar.
Cool.
And then Gemma says, Christina is one of my biggest inspos on Instagram. So this is super fun to watch. You go, girl.
It's amazing. I think that one's okay. This green. I think I'm just struggling with the green a little bit.
Green's a tough one, especially on like a background like this without getting into the darker territory. That's nice. I feel like it actually blends in with the red and the yellow more now.
Let's try something darker.
What do you not specifically like about it?
I don't know. I feel like it's just a little bit hard to read. I think when I see the lighter, I think that's hard to read. But then when I compare the two, the lighter seems easier to read.
Well, you can always like just adjust those later on as well.
Yeah, true.
Once you start seeing it on actual packaging.
Yeah. So we'll just stick with those. I think they're quite nice. We've got those flavors. And then here's the fun part, the different puns. So these are the flavors. I added spiced because I thought cheese Louise, and I thought that needs to be something spicy.
Yeah.
We've got mozzarella good.
That's good.
And easy cheesy, just because it's the original flavor. But I do need everyone's help. If anyone does have any ideas for these, send them in. We can change it up. They don't have to stick as these.
Yes, please chat. Please tell us what puns you would like to incorporate or in taglines. And if you are typing in YouTube, please come over to be.net/Adobe Live so we can see your puns over on this side. Just so we can interact with you, say hello, and obviously get your puns inside of this work.
Yes, please do. We need all the ideas.
Where's Nick Longo at? I'm sending up a bat signal. Nick is really good at these puns.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
I'm just going to get a little bit organized over here. So we've got our colors, we've got our fonts. All good to go. We might change up the colors later on, but we'll see. And then the puns, we can stick to these, but I also want to hear everyone's ideas too.
I think it also really depends, right? Like, I think on the packaging,
yeah,
you've got some really great ones for the packaging, but I can see this really going well on like Instagram or things like that, where you start to like play with some of the cheesy language.
Yeah, definitely. Would be really good. So now that we have those, we can start moving into the illustrations. So these are some that I've drawn up. You might start getting an idea of where I want it to go. I really want some smiley faces, make it really fun. Some rough cheese sketches that I've done.
These are great.
So we are going to be using, I use the Wacom tablet to draw these out. So usually I would sketch them out and then scan them in and then start drawing. Sometimes I just try and freehand them, but I thought for today I'll pre-plan it so we don't get stuck.
It's a good idea. Richard says, hello everyone from sunny New York. Welcome, Richard. And also, how about Cheesy Peasy? Cheesy Peasy is a good one. Carol Pearl says, what's a pirate's favorite cheese? Do you know?
No idea.
It's Havarti.
Oh.
What else? We could do like, for like a social post, you could do like, you're so cheesy going.
Yeah.
Let's see what else I can find. Mind your own cheese wax. Just brie yourself. But brie wouldn't be a very good cheese cracker, I don't think.
No.
Maybe that's where Cheesies actually accelerates, as they do unconventional things like brie cheese crackers.
Yeah, maybe they have all types of cheeses.
Yeah, exactly.
So these ones I'm just drawing without the tablet because they are quite just straight lines, easy to draw.
Are you going to try to keep it more organic, or are you thinking about just keeping some of the illustrations very like geometric?
We are going to keep it organic with the cheeses, all these, but I want these little bursts, you know, just because the pictures of the crackers that I've got, they're like snapped and there's crumbs everywhere. So I thought these would be cool to make it look like you've snapped it.
Love it. CF Designer says, cute drawings. Steve and Carol have got some cheese puns going on in chat.
So we do want to keep it more like the hand-drawn doodly style to fit with the fonts that we've chosen.
Yeah. Do you use the blob brush tool or just the normal pen
I use
brush?
the brush. We're on this little oval 3-point.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's not a perfect circle. It's like a little oval.
Jibba says, OMG, so satisfying to watch. It is always calming whenever you just are retracing work that you've already kind of done. You can just zone out.
Yeah.
Obviously not as easy for you right now because you're live, but if you were to be just at home doing this on your own time, a little bit more calming.
Yeah.
When you are in those calming modes, what do you typically listen to? Are you listening to like music, podcasts, books, nothing? What do you do?
Usually I'm watching a Netflix series. Always, every time I'm working all day, I have a Netflix series on or a TV series. I never really listen to music. Sometimes I had a phase where I did listen to loads of podcasts, but I always just have a series on. I put my phone right next to my laptop screen and just watch that and work at the same time, really.
What are you watching right now?
So I'm currently watching a series on BBC iPlayer called Ordinary Lives.
Okay.
It's, to be honest, I've not got the gist of what it is just yet. It's a bit weird at the minute. It's just like, I don't know, it's just a bit of like I really don't know how to explain what it's like. It's a bit of everything. Like every episode seems to be a bit different. It's all the same people, but you're kind of going through each of their storylines and all the lies or the mistakes they've done. So some of them are just like little white lies. Some of them are serious, like the partners cheating on each other and stuff like that. It's a nice series to watch.
Sounds very not stressful at all.
No. It's just an easygoing series.
Yeah. Denny asks, do you always start with your drawings with a pencil sketch?
Not all the time, no. Sometimes if I've got like a few reference images, I just put them all at the side of the artboards and then just start sketching live straight away. But sometimes it is easy. It's nice to sketch it out on paper first because you can try out a few different variations, different ways you can lay things out. But usually I do, but not always.
Awesome. Christian says, cheesy come, cheesy go. I love it. Keep it going. Christina says, cheesy peasy, which I think we've already got, which is great.
Yeah, we've got cheesy peasy.
I'm on a website about cheese puns and I've got celebrity versions of things, which is amazing.
Oh, I think I actually saw those.
Did
think
you?
when I was having a look, is there one like Justin Bieber and stuff like that? Yeah.
There's a Kim Kardashian cheese curds. What else? Paris Stilton.
That would be really fun if we did the names after celebrities.
Yeah, and just did like illustrations of each.
Yeah,
their cheese equivalent. These are fun. I love that you're doing these all in Illustrator as well, so you can just blow them up and they're vector, they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Packaging or a billboard or anything your heart desires.
Yeah, it is a lot easier. I thought I could just copy and paste those, but they don't fit right.
Yeah, it's tough whenever you're trying to get the perspectives to match up.
Yeah.
Carol asked, has Christina played with the lines profiles for drawings?
No. Is it on? I thought that was on. I didn't think that was on Illustrator.
I'm not sure what Carol's referring to, but Carol, let us know.
I think it's where it's got the guides where there's like lines. I think that's what she means.
I'm not sure. Well, let us know in chat, Carol. Jim asked, have you ever tried sketching on an iPad and bringing it into Illustrator, or do you just use your Wacom tablet?
I don't have an iPad. I do want one, but not yet. I'm still on the Wacom. It is pretty easy. At first it was hard to use because it's not a screen. I'm looking at the screen and then drawing below. But I've got used to this now, but one day I will get the iPad.
Annika says width profiles, so probably just in the line.
Oh. Does she mean the width too? Yeah. Yes. Sometimes I use that when I'm doing like submark logos and I want one side a bit thicker than the other, or we could possibly use it on these circles and stuff. But
Carol says up at the top where it says uniform, check the drop down underneath that. So instead of where your 3-point oval is, you could on the one next to it on the left.
Oh, here.
Yeah. You can always mess with those, but
oh yeah. I think sometimes I use this one all the time. When you're doing like a logo and you need the line underneath, sometimes I do those ones, and then the text is above and below. Yeah, we can have a play around. I think we might actually use some of the different brush styles to get even more of a sketchier look. So Like, not that one, but
just a little too
similar,
sketchy.
yeah, similar to that. I do have one that I usually use. I never know where they are here.
Yeah, it's always tough when you start getting into brush packets and stuff like that.
I think it was something like this one, just to get, a bit more of a rough texture.
Mm-hmm.
So we can have a play around with those too.
It says you can use that one for extreme cheesy flavors.
Oh yeah. That would be
super
fun.
rough. Yeah.
We could have a big range of flavors for cheesies.
Exactly. You could. This is, the cheese that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
So you don't have any smoothing out on your pen, right? You're just trying to keep it as natural as possible. So you've kept it.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about your Club Creative challenges. And this is one of them, right?
Yeah, so this is one. So I release them every quarterly. There's a list of 8 different fake client briefs, and they're all different business sectors. They're just really fun to do. If you're any creatives out there that are having a creative block, or I've got some ideas they want to try out, seeing any inspo that they want to give it a go, and they're just there ready to go. They can do whatever they like with it. They can change up the names if they want to, or change up add different things, like they can add their own taglines. It's really just, there's no rules to it. There's no winners or losers or anything. You can just have fun with it. But yeah, they're available on my website in the shop.
Awesome.
You just download the PDF, and it's really nice to see because people tag my account in it, and then on Instagram it's nice to see everyone's ideas of the same brand and see what styles people do for the different businesses.
And it's all free, by the way, chat. So if you're wanting to play along as she's working through this stuff, you can absolutely be doing that at home.
Yeah.
Or at your job, whatever you're doing right now, you can help out.
A couple of people have actually already done the cheeses one, and it's really nice to see, different people's ideas.
Yeah, that's awesome. When did they go live? How long has this current one been out for?
Since the start of April.
Oh, awesome.
So there's a list. You don't have to do them all. You can choose whichever one you like.
That's awesome. That's great.
But make sure you tag my account, and then I can have a look at everyone's ideas.
Yeah, that's great. CF Designer asked, do you ever use the pen tool? But you were using it earlier. But I think for this project, you're specifically trying to keep it feeling hand-drawn or hand-lettered.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more work to do that with the pen tool.
Yeah. I do usually use the pen tool for more like geometric shapes. So we are going to use it for some of them. But with this, because it is more of like an organic, natural cheese pack, I'm sure you've seen it on different crisps and everything where they all go on saying baked, not fried. So we're gonna keep it with that.
Yeah, that's great. Do you ever do you have like a hashtag or things like that people use as well for the challenges, or?
Yeah. So it's just Club Creative.
Awesome.
So you can tag Club Creative Ltd or hashtag Club Creative.
That's great.
It's nice to have a look through as well, other people. If you want some ideas, you can go to the hashtag and have a look at everyone's ideas.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I know you started your freelance business officially, January 2021, correct?
Yeah, officially. No, I did on the side. I was still working in-house in a design studio, and then I set up the business properly in February this year. So I've not been self-employed for long. It's only been a couple of months.
Yeah.
I took the plunge earlier this year.
How's that going so far?
It's going good. I think it was a bit of a smoother journey because I was already doing some freelance work on the side, and I had already set up the page and already met the amazing design community there is on Instagram, and then made some designer friends, spoke to them about how the first months was, how did it go, and then I think I just got a lot of good advice from a lot of people that made it a lot easier.
That's awesome. And it sounds like most of your client bookings from at least your website talk about Instagram being kind of the catalyst.
Yeah.
How was that
definitely.
journey of embarking on kind of the Instagram world to post your work and get bookings in?
To start with, it was slow, like any other businesses. I think it was when I started doing these types of passion projects a lot and posting them, and then it seemed like every time I was doing, say, a passion project on pets, a lot of pet businesses came through. If I did something beauty businesses came through. So if there was anything that I wanted to work with, I did a passion project in that, and then luckily some businesses would come through and say, oh, I want exactly this or something like this. So it was good. I think I wasn't really planning on, like, January last year. It was more just a hobby on the side because I was working full time anyway. And then I just started doing them passion projects as just a bit of fun. And then when clients did start inquiring, I think that's where I saw, like, oh, maybe this can go somewhere.
That's awesome. Did you ever get the chance of selling some of the passion project works to clients if they're like, oh, we love what you've done for that doggy hotel? Well, would you be willing to sell it to us or not yet?
I did have an inquiry a couple of weeks ago for one of the passion projects, and they said, oh, can we use this? We have this exact product. The name will be changed, everything, but we want to use the same fonts, colors, design, patterns, everything.
Wow.
And then that was the first experience I had with it. And then they asked for a price, and then I didn't even have any idea at all. So then I asked them what was their budget, and then they said they didn't have an idea, and then they just kind of disappeared. So no, I've not sold anything yet, but I would be open to it because they are still my ideas, everything. And it would be nice to see it used, because I feel like sometimes with client projects you can be restricted, and that's why it's fun to do the passion projects. So if someone does come along and say, oh, we want to buy this exactly as is, that would be quite nice.
I mean, the work is already done. It'd be great to get the money for it. Yeah, I totally get it. That's awesome. What do you think have been the biggest challenges so far of starting your own shop?
Could
be too fresh for you, so maybe no worries if you don't know yet.
I think it's a lot of, I hate emails. I hate the communication part of it. I love the designing part, and I've tried to make it easier by recently I've just got like the whole Notion client portal. So everything's set up in there, like concept 1, concept 2, and then revision 1, revision 2. And then they've got the space ready to type their amendments. And to be honest, if it works out well, I don't really need to speak to them much whilst we're creating all the designs, but it's fine. And I think sometimes you get when an influx of inquiries come in, and it's so hard to keep up and keep track with all. I think I am quite organized, but it is very hard when you've got inquiries, because sometimes I get them through the website, sometimes through Pinterest, sometimes through Facebook, and then probably 80% of it is on Instagram. And I think Instagram DMs are so hard to keep clean and organized. It's just everywhere. So I would probably say just the whole organization and setup has been difficult so far.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest challenges that people don't really prep you for is the business side of it. You're so focused
Yeah,
on doing the design side for so long that it makes it difficult to start to the project management, the invoicing,
yeah.
the communication, all that stuff. So,
But hopefully the Notion portal starts helping.
absolutely. Well, I love how on your website you've illustrated out the steps so that clients know exactly kind of what to expect along the way. I think that's awesome. I think it's a great way of just being like very clear expectations, very clear deliverables, right? It's awesome. Wade says exactly. Keep that paper trail clean and organized.
Yeah. I do like to start client projects with maybe a Zoom call, a phone call, and just go through exactly everything that they want, everything that they're expecting. And then I just kind of say, right, leave it with me now. I'll be back in a few days with some concepts. But yeah.
It's awesome. What type of timeline do you typically have for like a brand project like this? Is it a couple of weeks, it sounds like?
Yeah, so sometimes it can be really quick. I've recently just had a client where I did 2 concepts and straight away they loved the first one and had no changes, no amendments at all. And then we moved on to all the like Instagram digital materials, like Instagram highlights, feed templates, story templates, stuff like that, all the digital stuff, and straight away loved it, gone. Then we moved on to like the collateral material, thank you cards, everything, and they sent all the content over right away, got it all completed, and then again done. And that was done in maybe 5-6 days.
Wow.
And that was probably the quickest projects I've had. But yeah, usually about 2 weeks. Sometimes if it's a much larger project, then much longer. But a lot of my clients do just go for the same package. Like I offer like a digital branding package, which includes the whole brand identity, so your full logo suite, any illustrations, artwork, patterns, and then your just like a startup Instagram type thing, because a lot of the businesses are based on Instagram, so your highlight covers, your feed, story templates, stuff like that, and that does usually take a couple of weeks.
What do you typically include in terms of like I know you said logo suite, but what do you, and I'm really curious about the Instagram startup stuff. Is that like a couple of posts, or how do you kind of
so in the logo suite we have the primary, secondary logos. Sometimes I do add an alternative logo if it works with the brand. I'll just say to them, I think you should maybe have this as well, and the submark and all the watermarks and everything of all the logos. And then the Instagram material is, I usually offer 3 feed templates and 3 story templates, and then 6 highlight covers, but sometimes they add or subtract some. And the feed and the story templates are usually just sometimes clients who aren't very experienced in Illustrator or any apps, and you know they use a lot of apps like Canva, stuff like that. So sometimes they'll ask, can I upload this onto Canva and then work on it? And I make sure it's all ready to go. Just then they can add their own content in if needed.
That's awesome. You should try out Adobe Creative Cloud Express sometime. It's a new product from Adobe. It's really sweet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like Canva, but better. It's my tagline. It's my new pitch. I'll be teaching it next Monday and Tuesday morning. So
oh, wow, okay.
Stick around.
I'll let any of my clients know.
Yeah, it's great. Like honestly, like you can upload all your brand stuff into it and you can invite them to collaborate. So you can already control the color palette, typefaces, all those types of things. So
that would actually be, yeah, that would be really helpful. Yeah,
it's super easy.
I do feel like sometimes with different clients, it's overwhelming sometimes, you know, when you've worked on the branding for a couple of weeks and then the day that you just hand it all off, they're just overwhelmed with all the colors, all the fonts, they don't know what to do with what. So that would be really good to just have it all ready to go, and it's like a little pick and mix for them to have a look through.
Yeah, and it's super easy to like take from Creative Cloud Express. You can take your like Instagram and then make that a flyer really quickly because the dimensions will like, it has a lot of just scalability with it. So it's super simple in the handoff phase for them.
That would be really good.
I love the leaves. They're so cute.
Yeah, these are going to be the little basil leaves for the mozzarella.
I'm just mesmerized right now. I feel like what somebody was saying that was so satisfying earlier.
Yeah,
just like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. Have you, I guess more questions around the Instagram business side of things. Has it been beneficial for you? Do you feel like you're able to still maintain the kind of traction that you've had when you first started it? How's it going for you right now?
Yeah, it's going really good. It's gone better really as the time's gone on. It's still just, it's like on an uphill at the minute. It's not, the breaks haven't come yet. It's still going. Still really busy. I think it's just, if you just stick around, you know, comment on other people's work, have a look at what other people's creating. Like I said, the design community there is just really good. Take part in different passion projects. I still do some every now and then, and you do pull in the clients that way.
That's great. Do you have any tips for somebody, maybe a new designer who's trying to start their business on Instagram? Like, what have you found that's worked well for you?
The passion projects and completing briefs, definitely. Take part in as many as you can. Show your skills on there. I don't think you can really get clients from just not showing anything on Instagram. You really need to show what you can produce. So, you know, create those fake passion projects, fake clients, come up with your own if there's a specific business sector you want to target. Yeah, just go wild with it really, see what you want to produce, and then clients will start, different businesses will see your page, and you know, if there's the same type of business on there, they're more likely to have a look at your page and inquire.
That's a good way of putting it. I think what has stuck out to me from one of the things you said was essentially show the work that you want to make. And whether that's dog grooming or whatever, or boba tea, making that client list or making work that shows that you can do that industry work will get you in the door. Because I think people struggle to see, you know, I think as creatives, we can see, oh, this person's really good at XYZ thing. They would be great at this other thing. But as a client, they're like, oh, well, they don't have experience with dog grooming or boba tea.
Yeah.
So why would I hire them? So you kind of have to show that you can do that work before you get that work in.
Yeah, so if you already have a dog grooming project on there, they're going to think, oh, they know more about it already. Even if you don't know anything about it, they're more likely to come to you.
Absolutely.
Just drawing some smiley faces.
There's worse things to draw on a Wednesday afternoon or evening.
Definitely.
Where did your business name come from?
Sorry?
Where did your business name come from?
To be honest, it was just me and my little brother just coming up with loads of names. We had all sorts, and then it was just Googling, seeing if they exist, looking on Companies House, stuff like that. And then it was actually just going to be Creative Club, which a lot of people do say creative club.
Yeah.
And then I thought it was a bit too, I don't know, I preferred club creative. And then we just tried all sorts, really. I had a lot of different ideas. And then I just thought club creative sounded really fun. And I feel like my branding and the types of brands that I work with are bright, colourful, fun. It just sounds like a fun place to be, really, club creative, I think.
Yeah, that's great. So if you're just now tuning in, we have about 50 plus minutes left in the stream. Christina Jackson is working on Cheesies, which is an organic cracker cheese brand. And so far we've gotten a logo, headline copy, typefaces defined, colors, and now she's working on vectorizing some of the drawings that she's already made. And then that will be used on the packaging work. But if you're on YouTube, come on over to Behance at be.net/Adobe Live, and then we can get your comments and chat. We want to hear from you. Help us out with some puns. We had some puns earlier. We can have more now, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, please do. I'd love to hear everyone's puns.
I like the smiley face with the head on the right there. With like the actual face around it, or the head.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Some circles. These are so hard to draw because I want it to look like something like this and this, where it still looks, it's not a perfect circle.
Drawing circles is the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Gemma says, you're making me want to take part in Cheesies now. Do it, Gemma. Do it. Please post it on Instagram. Hashtag Club Creative. Is that right?
Yeah.
Nailed it. Hashtag Club Creative. Post and tag and at. Nice.
Yeah, we got Smooth Teal. Always comes to the rescue. I don't want it a perfect circle. I do want it to be something like that. So we have all these shapes ready. This is when I would use pen tool, stuff like this. We could actually play around with the width tool here and have.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Do something like this so we can mix. We keep playing around, or we could try this. That might work a little better.
Those are great. You have some awesome options.
We have lots to work from.
Yeah.
We have everything all digitalized, ready to go. Just get rid of that. So now some of them are obviously a lot thicker than others, but this is where I want to use that rough brush.
Okay.
just keep those just in case.
I mean, the pixels are free. Might as well use them all.
Yeah, definitely.
It's looking good. I like how thick that one is.
Yeah. I think if we did it where it's all, we're adding a stroke to it, it won't be as thin as that. I never know how to get rid of all these little points.
Oh, yeah, it can be painful.
Yeah.
There you go. Nailed it.
Got another one.
Nicole says, hey, Christina, love your page. Where do you usually find your mockups for packaging?
Mockups, I get it from, I think there's a few. Mr. Mockup, I think, is one page, which has a lot of freebies as well, which is good. And there's a really good one, I think it's LS or LP Mockup, something like that.
LS store?
Yeah, I think LS Graphics, I think it's called. LS Graphics. This one is really good. They have some really nice mockups on there.
Yeah, when they first started, they were doing like the 3D iPhone mockups, and they were so cool.
Oh, really?
Now it looks like they've started expanding into more packaging and branding work as well.
Yeah. So I do get a lot of them from there, and sometimes they have them on Etsy and Creative Market.
Oh, on Etsy too? That's funny.
Yeah. There's a lot on Etsy. They do a lot of bundles, which is quite good.
Yeah, Yellow Images is pretty good as well if you want like vehicle mockups or maybe a soccer kit or something, snowboards, whatever.
The mockups that we are using tomorrow are actually from Yellow Images as well. I forgot about Yellow Images. I get a lot of stuff from Yellow Images.
Kind of expensive.
Yeah, I worked with them quite a while ago, so I had the year membership. So I just downloaded as many as I could then. So I think it's something like 90% off if you have the membership.
Yeah, that's how they get you. But Adobe Stock has some mockups as well, and so does You Work for Them, and Creative Market has a pretty big amount of them as well. But you can also make your own mockups.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you can photograph things with your iPhone now. You can also use Dimension. So that's always
helpful. I've never tried Dimension. I've not gotten into that.
It's pretty straightforward and pretty easy to use. It's pretty great. It's good for like bottles and things as well. You can control the lighting.
I've seen a few other designers use it, and it just looks complicated, to be honest, when you've not gone into it yourself.
Yeah, I think it can be a little bit overwhelming if you're not familiar with like 3D design. It's like 3D is just a whole nother world with like camera controls and lighting and stuff like that. But I think Dimension makes it pretty easy for you to just jump in and plug some stuff in and get it to work really well. Carol says, P.S. AI and Dimension work so well together. So Photoshop, Illustrator, and Dimension.
I'll have to have a look into it. So we're just making everything a little bit more bold so it stands out on that craft packaging. And because we are mixing it with some imagery, I want it to be a bit bolder and stand out against the images.
I'm excited to see these on like a mock-up. I'm very excited. I think this would be cool.
Yeah. We've got a front and the back of the mock-ups.
Oh, yay. Awesome.
Tomorrow we will be looking into the packaging side. We're not going to go into all the boring stuff like nutrition and everything. They will be there, but they'll just be fake ones, really. Nothing
fake ones that
serious.
you've made, or
we will make them.
Okay.
We can see, but because it's organic, we'll make sure the calories are low.
Yeah. Gotta still make it a healthy snack.
Mm-hmm.
So for each of these, now that you've drawn them, you're expanding the appearance and then adding a stroke to them, correct?
Yeah, just because I feel like that brush it goes a little bit sparse in some areas.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it gives you that little thicker, that matches your typeface more.
Yeah, it gives it a bit more of like a sketchy look to it.
Yeah. Gemma asks, what's your favorite color combination if you have one?
Oh, I don't know. I love a lot of colors.
What's your least favorite color then?
I don't know. Probably, I think it used to be green. I used to hate green.
Huh.
I've grown to love green.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't like working with browns, but I like wearing browns. So I like browns in everyday life, but I don't like browns in design.
I think that's that's fair. I think browns are a tough one. Which is interesting that you've chosen the craft.
Yeah. Paper. It looks a tiny bit more on the orangey side.
Chat, we have about 40 minutes left, so if you have any questions for Christina, please let us know. We're happy to answer them.
I think this is a little bit too busy.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, compared to the other illustrations.
Gemma, what is your favorite color since you asked that? I'd love to know.
What's your favorite color?
Mine?
Alex? Yeah.
Oh man. Ooh. I don't know. I'm pretty open. I think I always gravitate to like really natural colors in terms of like, I guess it depends. If I'm designing for myself or clients, I typically use very vibrant colors. But I have a healthy love for, I think, like navy blues, dark blues, even just like an emerald green is really lovely as well. So
yeah,
pretty, I think anything that feels like a really crisp mountain air is probably pretty nice. Just like Paco. And the mountain air. Ben says, hi, Ben from Nigeria. I'd like to know how and where you get your inspiration from.
So a lot of Pinterest, the dye line. I follow a couple of pages on Instagram, like the Pentawards, and there's an account called Inspo Finds, which is really good. But yeah, just usually those, sometimes from other packaging, other things in the shops. Walking around, I'll see things, or varied things, to be honest. Anything. It could have absolutely nothing to do with what I'm working on, but I like the way it looks and I try and switch it up a little bit and give it a go. But mostly those accounts on Instagram and Pinterest.
That's great. Jimma says, I'm a sucker for bold color combos, pinks, reds, and yellow. That's awesome. So some great colors.
Mm-hmm. But a lot of those annoying little points everywhere.
Well, they're looking great. I think I'm a big sucker for smiley faces. I try to include them wherever I can.
Yeah, I thought it would fit well with cheesies.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that face. Looks like they went through like a punk phase.
Yeah. I'm not sure what this little line is. What's this?
Like it's just one of your art like points since you doodled it like that, I think.
Yeah. Okay. We'll use the same eye.
Nobody will notice.
No.
Ooh, Nicole's asking that. Great question. Out of all your projects, which one would you say is your favorite?
I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite.
Really?
I really
No?
like it. I honestly don't know. I do really enjoy a lot of the stuff. I think a passion project that I completed a while ago that I really enjoyed and other people seem to enjoy it as well was Top Tier. It's like a cake bakery.
Awesome.
Because that was full of pastel colours. I really used the whole rainbow in that one. Yeah, that one was a good one. I think that probably is one of my favorites. Oh, there's another one called Dough Crazy Donuts, and that one again is just full of colour everywhere.
That's great. I love that. Yeah, see, you can pick favorites. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's not like, not like you're a parent and you can't pick between your favorite child. Like that's frowned upon. Your projects, you can definitely pick your favorites.
I don't know. I feel like I have, as soon as I complete one project, I enjoy that one, and I think that one's my favorite. And then I do another project, and then I might prefer that one next.
Yeah, I think it's challenging. I think no matter what, with whatever project you're working on, sometimes you can get into like the slump, I guess, where it's like, all right, I've been working on this project for so long. I'm so tired of looking at it. Please never let me look at it again. And then eventually you come back to it like a year later and you're like, oh my gosh, this was actually a great project. Like, how could I ever have hated this,
Yeah.
Gemma says, your take on Virgin is one of my faves.
Oh, that one. I did enjoy that one too.
I haven't seen that one. I'll have to dig for it. But I really like your packaging for teas. Like the corner with the skull on it was really cool.
Yeah. I think Adobe Design reposted that one.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah. That one was really fun, looking into the sims and everything for the flavor names.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have all our different cheesies. I'm just expanding all the strokes on them all.
What was your least favorite project? You're like, I don't want to answer that. You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
Yeah, I do. I could answer that, but I don't think I should.
Okay, then don't. You're good. So the Cat and Canines, was that a real project?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love the little dog harness on it, in that image.
Yeah, that was just a stock image, and then it wasn't actually a mock-up. I couldn't find a good mock-up of the harness. I wanted one on a dog.
Yeah.
So I just took it into Photoshop.
Jim asks, what other brief/passion project pages do you follow?
There's a few. There's the one that got me going at the start of last year was the Brief Club.
Okay. Which
is a good one. And then I've started looking into there's I think the Brief Babes by Hello Taylor. So I think her Instagram name is, but the briefs are called the Brief Babes. And then there's the Creative Glow Challenge. There's, to be honest, a lot of them out there. There's so many, but I usually say who they are in the captions.
Wade posted your Tease project in chat. So if you're listening in, make sure you click that link, check out the Tease project. You'll see those incredible boxes she did that I think are just super cool.
So that was part of the first release of the brief challenges.
Oh, was it? That's awesome.
Yeah. And it was really nice to see everyone's ideas for that as well. Some people stuck with the skull idea. Some people did like flames. Some people went into the whole Mexican like cactus route. It was really nice seeing everyone's ideas for it.
Do you have who are your kind of favorite designers right now to be looking out and what they're creating and all that stuff?
There's, I think, Christy from Pink Pony. She's been on Adobe Live before.
Yeah.
I love everything she does. All her illustrations are amazing, and her patterns that she works on are really cool.
Yeah.
And then there's also Abby Connick, who she has the Creative Glow Challenge. Her page is amazing as well. She's really personal with her work, so it's really nice. And she has the YouTube channel as well, so it's nice to see how she works, how she creates everything, really.
It's awesome. It was a good string with Pink Pony. Definitely a name you won't ever forget from an agency perspective.
I do really like her work, and I love her business name, Pink Pony. It's so nice.
She even wore the pink blazer for our stream. It was awesome.
Yeah. So now we have the illustrations. These two don't really fit in any of them. Actually, could use that for red Leicester. We'll see what we do once we start building the packaging up. But we've got all these fun little doodles we can add everywhere, smiley faces. You want to just grab the logo. See if everything works all together. So I was thinking having like the smileys, you know, overlapping a little.
Oh, that's cute. That's a good idea.
Yeah. In the different colours, stuff like that. Stuff like this. So all these sketches were just random. I don't actually know what cheese is what, but we'll just see what works. I think this is more
Swiss.
Yeah, and we have cheddar, mozzarella, and red Leicester. So,
well, I think the top right looks like it could be just cheddar.
Yeah, like crumbly.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely mozzarella.
Yep.
This one's gonna have to be red Leicester because I do want to use this one.
It's fine. We won't tell anybody.
Yeah, we'll see what we do.
It's your own project, you know. Like you can put whatever cheeses you want in red Leicester.
Yeah. So now we're gonna have a look into the images. We've got a lot of images from Adobe stock of crackers.
Oh, awesome.
All this stuff. So just so you can see what we're going to be doing, we're gonna have like crackers like this and then little bits of what cheese it is poking out and around everywhere.
That's a great
Like
idea.
that. So yeah, we've worked quicker than I thought we would. So we can have a look into actually no, we'll leave the product information for. We'll just start having a play around the packaging for now. So with the die line, this isn't really, it's not to any specific size, it's just what works with the mock-up, because again it is just a passion project. But obviously when you're working with a real client, you would expect them to send you the sizes and maybe even send you the template as well if they have it on hand. Usually if I am working on a box mailer design or anything like that, I would usually ask them to provide it because different printers have different preferences.
Yeah, and I think also for people who are just starting with their own businesses and stuff, just have the expectation that you'll probably be talking to the printer a lot.
Yeah.
Versus, the client most likely doesn't know all these things or how to communicate it or get the correct files to and from the vendor. So that's
sometimes I would usually just say copy and paste this email or forward it on to them. This is what I need, just let them know. But yeah, for the project today, I've just kind of opened up the mock-up, had a look at what can be seen and what can't be seen, and then so I've added these little light areas so we know that we can't have too much important information going into those areas. And then we've got this front and back, actually the back. So for now, we'll just play around with the layout.
Yeah, I think the headline and the subhead like pair so well together. I think this is really fun.
Yeah, it just worked with the style that we're going for today.
Absolutely.
So I've already took some of these images and took them into Photoshop already to remove the backgrounds. So we have a square one.
I love that you're also embedding these images. So chat, if you don't know about embedding images, it's a good way of making sure that your files, your images and things don't fall out of your project. If you ever sync it or give it to a client or whatever, sometimes those images don't show up. So if you embed them, it makes your file a little bit heavier, but it's a good way to keep your files all working together.
Yeah, it is a bit of a pain sometimes if I forgot to embed something.
Yeah.
Don't actually need that one. So we have a couple of options for the squares. I do definitely want to use the ones where they're cracked open.
Mm-hmm. So were these JPEGs before, or sorry, were they PNGs before, or were they JPEGs that you pulled out?
They were JPEGs, and then I had to come into Photoshop, use the remove background tool, which I've only just discovered recently.
Oh my gosh, it's a superpower.
Yeah, so I used to just trace round with the magic wand tool.
Yeah, the object selection tool is amazing. Like it saves so much time.
Yeah, I did not know it existed. I used to go all the way around. So now I'm just splitting them up, just then it's a bit easier to move around and play around with on the package design itself.
So chat, what she's doing right now is creating image masks on those images. So she's only showing part of the cracker instead of all of the images or all the crackers. It's a good way of non-destructive editing in Illustrator.
Yeah. So I want these illustrations to look like they're just popping in and out behind the cracker, in front of the cracker.
Yeah, I think the single image of the cracker is really powerful.
Yeah, I don't think we should add too much in. Maybe we could have them just popping in at the back, maybe.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
When we have all the content in. Just have them floating around the packaging. But I do really like the simplicity of just having the one on the front. I'm just gonna grab the color to make sure it works. What's everyone's thoughts on the yellow?
Chat, let us know your thoughts. What are your options? Keep the yellow, change it to different colors? Need more yellow? What specifically are you looking for?
I think it might be a little bit too, I don't know, too yellowy.
I think if it was the smiley face like you had it, whereas peeking over the cheesies, I think it's good. But I think you're right. I think it misses a little bit of the readability on the illustrations with the cracker.
Yeah.
What if you used maybe what if you did like a background, like if you did a fill on the cheese blocks and then had an accent of either the yellow or the black. So if maybe it was filled with yellow on the cheeses and then black accents on it.
Yeah, we'll try it. We do have a lot of gaps everywhere.
It'll be fine.
We'll just draw it rather.
Perfect.
Like this?
Yeah.
Here we go. I do like that.
I feel like it makes it a little bit more legible, at least. Like starts to have a little bit more purpose with, whereas I think otherwise it gets lost behind the full image.
Yeah. We can definitely do that. I do prefer it. It looks a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, you? Go ahead. I want to hear your thoughts.
Well, I think it looks a little bit more like hand drawn and sketchy like that. Like it looks more cartoony, really.
Yeah. Nicole says, I think with the craft, maybe there's subtle bits that could potentially be white and things like the other elements, like the smiley face could be yellow maybe. And then she said, looks good. I think after the fill in.
Yeah, we could definitely play around with adding more white in there.
Absolutely. Maybe the illustrations need to be bigger.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Try it. I think once we start adding all the information in, we can always resize and play around.
Yep, that's a good point. What other information are you gonna put on there? The cheese, the cracker flavor, and
the flavor name. I want to put something like, I think I've got it here. Something like, "Hey, we're baked. Hey, we're baked. A sauce from local farms." I had this little line, "No nonsense. You won't find any artificial colors or flavoring in here." So I just want to add like a little box of some sort in there. But I was thinking maybe to fit with the crafts theme, do some sort of like ticket design where it's so one of those like a postage stamp edge. We could try that now. Something like this, and then this type of thing.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Poking in somewhere.
And what would be on that? The no preservatives or
sourced? Just a bit of everything on there, really. I think we'll have a play around and see. We'll have that overlapping almost. We have the cracker. Like this, and then we also have these little bursts that I do also want to include. We could possibly put the flavor name on here. I think this needs to be a bit more.
I feel like those like triangles are a good way of like conveying sound. Like I can, for some reason, I feel like I can hear the snapping of the cracker.
Yeah.
Does that make me like Paul Hollywood? Can I be on like the Great British Bake Off now?
Maybe. Yeah. Just move over slightly.
So as you're going through and finessing these things, kind of what are you thinking about as you're pushing things around and trying to nudge it and all that?
I don't know, just really seeing how it all works, and I'm kind of imagining it on the actual packet itself, which I've got a screenshot of. It's like this. So
oh, cool.
I'm just imagining how it could look, and I've added the little buffers top and bottom because we don't want anything going where it's sealed. I think that's what it is on each side.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm just trying to play around, see how I can maximize the space and make sure everything is still works all together. I do want a lot of these little smileys because I feel like they're kind of the identity of the brand, like cheese. You want everyone to smile when they see it.
So I know we have about 5-6 minutes left. What are we going to be kind of trying to accomplish tomorrow? What are you trying to wrap up, I guess, today and then tomorrow across the next day?
So we've got quite a lot done today. Tomorrow we're just going to be carrying on with the packaging design, looking into the stuff for the back of the packet. So all this stuff, the ingredients, nutrition, everything, adding all of those in there, and then looking into the 2 other flavors. And maybe if everyone comes back with a new pun tomorrow, we can start adding the puns in, work on the different flavors, add the illustrations in for those, just having a good play around, really seeing what works best. And then we'll be bringing them into Photoshop to put them onto the mockups. And then if we have time, we can have a look at some social media posts, see how we can present them on social media, or maybe like a poster ad. Say that they're like brand new, out now, stuff like that. So yeah, that's everything really tomorrow.
Cool. I was thinking what could be helpful is like even just some arrows, like some doodly arrows could be a good way of like illustrating like where, because I think you have some really fun copy above. It could be fun to like pull it in where it's like, hey, we're baked, and it's like pointing directly at the cheeses or the crackers themselves, or I don't know. How would you do a source from a local farm? Draw a little farmhouse somewhere. I don't know. Probably too much work.
Yeah, we'll see. I think we could do maybe just like a little badge type thing to sit here, or even a little tab hanging, and we'll keep that a green color, so then you always know it's natural. It's all organically sourced. Let's bring these fonts down. But yeah, tomorrow we are just going to be focusing more into the content and how we're going to lay everything out on the packaging, and then we'll see all on the mock-ups and see how it all looks and make any edits if we need to.
Awesome. I think mock-up days are one of my favorite days because I think it's super fun. You can start to see the brand really come together.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite part.
Wade says rows of freshly grown cheeses. Of course. Yes, you're right. Sorry, Wade. You're completely spot on. That's how you know it's a farm. The fields of cheeses. That's fun.
Could possibly do something like, maybe we could do a little flag, like a little cocktail flag type.
Oh, fun. Yeah. Fun.
That could be quite nice. Oops. Definitely need to make it a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it's off to a really great start. So I think with the last kind of 2 minutes left, I would love for you to do a quick little recap of what you've done over the course of the day so far.
Yeah, of course. So today we've worked on a lot of stuff. We started off with the mood board this morning, had a look at what we wanted, not this morning, the start of the session, we had a look at what we wanted to do, the craft paper, the handwritten fonts, wanted it to be full, packed packaging, and then we had a look at some different fonts, and we settled on the headline font, the accent font, and the body font. We looked through lots of different fonts. We created the just very simple logo because we are just focusing on packaging. So we've got this fun handwritten type font and then one to match that. It looks like it's just been written out. It's not got any harsh lines or any, well actually yeah it is, but yeah, so we've done the logo and then we looked into the colour palettes, looked at what other products seem to use, created our own colour palettes that works with the craft. We might switch it up slightly for a couple of the colours once everything's on there. We've had a go at some puns, but I do want to hear more tomorrow, so make sure you come back with some good ones. So we've got them with the 3 flavours and the colours for each flavour. We've spent a good amount of time working on the illustrations and adding a bit of a rough texture to them so they look more like the sketchy style we want for to just push the organic and natural style we're looking for in the craft paper. And then we skipped this for tomorrow. We've started looking at how it can all work on the packaging itself, pulling in the illustrations, the imagery, the logo. So yeah, tomorrow we'll just continue with this, see how we can fit everything in, look into the content that needs to go on there and continue with the rest of the flavors.
Perfect. Well, with that note, I'm very excited for tomorrow. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. The mock-up phase is the best and the most exciting day. Make sure that you follow Christina at Creative Club Ltd on Instagram, and we will see everyone tomorrow. So
yeah,
stick around
tomorrow.
Bye everyone.
Thank you. See you later. Bye.